All right. So we're doing a chef's knife for Mike. Mike's getting a chef knife. He's been waiting the longest. Been waiting a long time for a chef's knife. Hopefully he still wants it. I ain't talked to him about it in a long time. Um, yeah, but I'm getting started on that. And usually when I get started, this is what I start with, right? Leaf spring, 5160, spring steel, leaf spring. I'm gonna start cutting on this, and then we'll forge it out, and then go from there. I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I've had a couple failed attempts. Last time I've done chef knives, couple. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. Is that a couple? That's a couple, right? 5 or 6 times. So, yeah. Get to cutting on this. I'm gonna do 7 inches off of this, and then split it up the middle, cut it in half, so it's only about 1 inch thick. And then, yeah, and then go from there. Start forging. Probably not going to forge right now. It's hot as shit for some reason. The weather can't make a decision on if it wants to be 27 degrees or 80 degrees. So I'll probably start the forging process later once it cools off a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock now. So, but yeah, get to cutting on this. Yeah, I forgot to mention I got a fancy new face mask for my eyeballs too. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Hopefully everything's working. I got a little microphone for doing these videos, and then I got a little remote control to turn it on, right? Gifts from Christmas. Thoughtful gifts. So Here's where we're at. Let's see, I raise this up a little bit. So this is usually what I start with, right? I take that leaf spring and I cut whatever length. Well, that's a cut, isn't it? Somebody's still hot. Um, huh. Cut that off. It's not a straight line. That's all right. It'll come out in the forge. I take that leaf spring and then I take whatever length I want, and I usually cut it in half. I mean, and it's thick stuff, you know. It's not thin. It's thick stuff. So, yeah, I'll forge this out. I'll take the bigger of the two. One's always a little smaller. Your cut's never perfect, so one's always a little smaller. This one, I don't know what I'll forge out of. Maybe I'll do a different style chef's knife or something. But this is going to be full tang. It'll be full tang. It'll be brute forge. 8-inch chef knife, full tang. Just just an everyday chef's knife that you use in the kitchen. Nothing, nothing super fancy. It's not gonna have no like super crazy ass grinds or nothing. It's just gonna be a nice everyday chef's knife. I like doing chef's knives because they get touched every day. They get used every day, and people they get to look at them every day. I mean, I make a hunting knife for EDC or something, and you put it in the sheath, you put it on your side. You may only see it once a year. You may only carry it when you're hunting or something, or very rarely take it out. Maybe on your hip every day. But you may not use it every day. You might use it once a week, depending on your job, right? So, or depending on if you can even carry it with you, for your job. I can. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to. But you're not gonna see it every day, wash it every day, clean it every day, upkeep it every day like you will a chef's knife. If you got a chef's knife you like, every time you cook in the kitchen, that's the knife you grab. You're gonna see it every day and touch it every day and just love it. Get to use it. Get to enjoy it. That's why I like chef knives. That's why I like making them anyways. And they are like, it's like it shows a level of skill as well. Like, the guy makes really nice chef knives, so he's probably pretty good at it, right? I don't know. I'm not the greatest. I just make knives. I like making knives. I'm trying to be good at it. So we'll see how this comes out. I've done a few. I've sold a few. I got some in the kitchen that I use every day that, had a little problem here, a little problem there. I couldn't sell, but I use them. They're in my kitchen. So, it's not the first time I've done a chef knife. I've done a chef knife a few times. But this is what I start with. That leaf spring, cut in half. Whatever length I figure I need, then I cut it in half. And, yeah. So I'll go to forging after this. All right. So this is the next morning. Didn't have a whole lot of time last night to start forging on this thing, but we're going to get started this morning. Letting the forge heat up right now. It's nice out so far. Hopefully it doesn't get around, 80 degrees again this afternoon. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out one way or the other. Yeah, but just lit the forge. Maybe been 2-3 minutes. We'll get to forging. Cold anvil.
fish lipped pretty bad. So I went to the anvil and the vise, and cut that fish lip off that thing. Anvil was cold, so I've been putting a different piece of metal on the anvil in between heats, trying to get it to heat up, but it'll heat up slowly. It's still cold. It's been about 3 months since I've forged anything, so I wasn't thinking about the anvil being cold. So the last heat, all I did was mark where I want to start the handle. I got the tip pretty much where I want it. Then I marked it so that now I could really come back and put some pressure on it, but I just marked it and kind of made up my mind where exactly I want the finger to go, on the front of the knife. And then now I'll really put some pressure on it. Pretty happy with that spot. Anvil's still cold, still fighting a cold anvil. It's kind of what I was looking for right there. It's a nice big V. Start working on this round, making it rounder. I'll probably get the cross peen involved next. Cold anvil just saps the heat out of that thing super fast. Lay this guy down on here. Maybe it'll help with that issue. I think most guys preheat their anvils if they're doing any type of forge welding, but I could definitely tell the difference. Well, the forge is nice and hot. There's not a whole lot of time in between heats here, which is good. Saves me a few minutes, I guess. So now I rounded that out. Let me bring the cross peen in without tearing too much up. This mistrike with the cross peen can mix stuff up from time to time. Just trying to widen her up. So, rubber handle, right? I know, causes blisters. If anybody wants to send me a really nice hand forged crossbeam, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, winding it out. And most guys, what they do is they'll remember the measurements on their anvil. So it's 3 inches wide, right? So it's an inch from the start of my hardy hole to the edge. That's what I want. I want it an inch thick right there where your finger goes. It's about right. So it feels good. And then before I draw this handle out and try to get the shape I want, which is rare to get it perfect, usually something I got to cut off or grind into. I'm not the best at it. But most guys will remember the measurements on their anvils. So instead of grabbing a tape measure every time you want to check it, you just kind of eyeball it on your anvil, right? So I'm 8 inches from here to here, 3 inches wide, and then 2 inches from the outside to the outside of my hardy hole, and 1 inch, right, from edge to edge on the hardy hole. So I'm gonna start drawing this down, right? I'm gonna draw it down this way and make it wider, taller, right? Because I want 2 to 2.5 inch wide blade. So I get it wide and then I draw it out to 8 inches. I still have plenty of thickness, so I'm pretty sure I got enough metal here. That's kind of been the issue the last 4 or 5 times, just not enough metal. And, you know, the knife's been too short, 7 inches, or, you know, I get in a hurry and forget a maker's mark or something. I've had some break on me recently. But yeah, so I go 2 to 2.5 inches, then 8-inch knife, and then worry about the handle after that. So let's see. So that's 2 inches, but I want it a little more than 2. It looks goofy right now, and then you got a hump on the spine. But you got to remember not to neglect peening that up too, right? Because then you have this super thick spine. And you go to draw out, the thing wants to banana too much to one way. And you'll really have to thin out your edge to get it straight, but which isn't a big deal, right? Because you're going to thin it anyways when you grind. But it looks goofy right now, but it'll come together. Switch back to the rounding hammer. Just trying to get dents out. Pull that heel down. Pretty good. Already cold. It's thin now there. So that's what I was looking for. A little over 2 in that area. Cross beam the rest, make it all match, and stretch it out to 8. Go really thick right there. My anvil's hot now too, which is nice. See how that works? So now we got the 2.5 inches, and really I only need 3 inches, clean up the shoulder, and 3 inches to draw out to be where I want to be. So let's see where she goes from there. Hoping that don't make a cold shut. I have to fix that on the next heat. It's just got just a really sharp spot from where the edge of the crossbeam was. I have to hit that real quick. This is a much lighter hammer, smaller, like 2 pounds. So if you notice, we're getting thin too early. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to get 8 inches out of it, so this will be a chalk, which pisses me the fuck off. But if you notice, like, I don't have to put a bunch of force behind it anymore. It's thin. So I'll try and cross peen it out, but like I said, I think it's going to be too short by like 2 inches. So So what I did there was I took the flat side of a lighter hammer and I used the edge to mini cross peen it a bunch of times. Then when I come back with the round side, flatten it, stretch it even more It's kind of a way to cheat a little more length out of it. I'll do the same with the spine. Now, woodpeckering like that wears out your fucking hand. Bad for your elbow, too. So all those little marks, I don't know if you can see that or not, all those little marks disappear, and then you get this big banana effect where it's stretching it out. It's also making it thin. Which is fine. We'll see how thin we can go. Just fine. I think it's going to be another 7-inch blade. Just trying to get rid of these cross peen marks in the middle. Maybe it'll give me a little more to play with. I'd say it's 7 inches right now. If I can get another inch out of it or not. Sucker's thin, dude. So what that is I got the small hammer, and then what I'm doing is I'm using the flat side, not the round side, to work the edges to get the thickness behind the edge, and then try and get some more length out of it. And then it refines the shape too at the same time. So still just trying to get another inch out of it, which I don't think I'm going to be able to get, but I'm going to try. It's going to be thin though, thin. It's about as far as I'm going to take it. Not as far as I'm willing to go. So what I probably did was I probably put too much metal in the handle, which is happens, especially when you're eyeballing. God forbid I take a tape measure and learn exactly how much I need for the handle. All right. So next, that's as far as it goes. So that's probably 7 inches, maybe a little less once I grind it. So next I'm going to adjust this handle up to where this hump is. So I'm just going to beat it to where this is flat with the spine. I probably have to adjust my tongs. I doubt it wants to hold something that thin. Yeah. So I got to adjust these guys a little bit, or get a different pair. Hold up there. Yeah, I'll adjust them. Something a little heavier. Okay. Probably take some measurements on that, so I know next time it's too much. Fuck. There's a misstrike. Cost me a fucking eighth of the blade. What I wanted. Yeah. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the handle bit get red hot, about the same heat as the forge, and then I'm going to turn the forge off and let it cool down with the forge. It'll take some time, but it'll anneal it, so that way when I go to drill the holes, it'll drill like butter. It won't be no issue. And then from there, I'll be looking to put a grind on it just to get an edge. And, it's pretty damn close. Put an edge grind on it, get the handle flat, drill my holes. Then we'll go to heat treat after that. And I got to put a maker's mark in it, but I got to be pretty gentle because it's thin. I don't need to make a soft spot in the blade. If I go too deep with the maker's mark, I mean that thing. I mean, you could something this thin, you could probably almost press it all the way through. So yeah, I guess the next part of this video will be in the shed shop, the shed op, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we got it annealed. It's sitting in the forge till it all cooled off. And here's the damages. Here's what we got so far. We got this little taper. I might just leave that flat. I was thinking about going at an angle with it, but I might just leave it flat. It feels nice. I like that, you know, how it tapers from the belly down. I'll flatten that, fix the spine, and then that's what I ended up with. It's high enough to keep your knuckles off the cutting board, I think. Maybe not. It'll be all right. That's about right. Put a grind on it. I said it'll be a few days. I'll end the video here. And then it'll be a few days. When I get to grinding on it, I'll turn the camera back on. But right now, that's what we forged out. It started with 7 inches of this stuff. Next time, I guess I'll start with 8 inches because I was looking for a... Be right back. So what I was looking for was 8 inches of a chef's knife, and I got just under 7 of a cutting edge. I mean, altogether, you know, it's close to a foot long, but so this is 7 inches of material here. That's what I started with, a 7. I guess next time I'll start with 8 inches. Maybe that'll give me the inch I'm looking for. No telling. When I get my belts in the mill, I get to grinding on this. I'll turn the camera back on and we'll do another video. Grinding, fit, and finish. Hopefully it'll just be 2 videos. Hopefully not too long. So just forging it out and grinding, fit, and finish. You know. But yeah. This will curve up a little bit. Curve up a little more. I'll go to this side since this side's got more of a bow to it. But yeah. It's thin though. That sucker got thin. Which is good. That's actually the cutting edge. That'll all get thinned out. The knife itself though has got pretty good geometry. I mean, it's distal tapered for the most part. I guess it's pretty much all one thickness until you get to about the tip. So I don't know if you'd call that a distal or not. And the distal's to the back. So it goes from thick to thin on the handle as well. That's what you want. That's what how it's supposed to be. So the geometry on the cutting edge, I don't know.
Hopefully it'll cut nice. Like I said, somebody will want it. Mike might not want it, it being a little short. I was trying to make him an 8-inch chef knife. Feels good though. I like that handle. Feels good. Turn the camera back on when I got some belts to grind with. I got a couple belts, but I was waiting on the new ones. I got a pile of half-used ones, but they're pretty much ruined. They're pretty much used up. Only really hold on to them long enough to, just in case I need one. Pretty much the only reason I'm holding on to them. I got pretty much brand new one still on the grinder, but it's a, what is it? It's a 120. I'd like to start with a little higher grit, maybe 50 grit. Maybe hit this with a wire wheel, get a lot of that scale off, and that'll save belts. That scale's harder than most stuff. But yeah, this will be the end of the video. I'll turn it back on when we get to grinding. That's what we got though.